Frank Vogel speaking with Mike Schroder and the media via Zoom.
Hey, Frank, what did you see as the biggest difference in that first quarter when the Clippers jumped out to that 22-point lead?
Yeah, I mean, they came out really hot. We had some good looks. We weren't going down. I think we turned the ball over a few times during that stretch. But obviously, they just jumped on us early. And we'll have to go back to the tape and see exactly what happened.
You mentioned all preseason you were going to play the extended rotation and keep some guys' minutes down. I think it was 11 tonight. LeBron and AD played limited. How does that impact what you're trying to get to on the floor with rotations, and how is that going to play out for the next couple of weeks?
Yeah, well, we'll see. We'll continue to evaluate game to game. It's not ideal, but I do feel it's necessary. Both to manage guys' minutes the right way and lengthen their rotations throughout the game. Getting through this stretch healthy is a priority, and and evaluating how our new guys fit is a priority. Which we have had a normal amount of time to evaluate. So we'll continue to look at that, and I'm sure we'll look at different lineups along the way. But the 5 guys on the floor got to be better than we were tonight.
Frank, could you speak to the little run that Paul George went on late in the third quarter that seemed to give them momentum back to the Clippers, and what your defense was or wasn't doing in that situation? Yeah,
a lot of it was on one-on-one coverage or off the screen where we weren't providing enough resistance, and we tried to bring more help as he was getting hot. But by then, most of the damage had been done. But he just had a terrific night. And like I said, a lot of it was in one-on-one situations, which we gotta do a better job of pushing up on him and making sure that we're bringing appropriate help.
Bill?
Hey, Frank. How did you evaluate Marc Gasol's night? Obviously, got into that early foul trouble. What do you take away from just seeing him out there tonight?
Yeah, he's going to be fine. Obviously, being matched up with a three-point shooter, it was a challenge for all bigs. We have coverages in place that we weren't sharp enough covering for him. And, I'm disappointed myself. I didn't put the ball in his hands more in the top of the key like we did in the preseason to take advantage of his passing ability. So, part of learning new players and guys getting comfortable and acclimated. And then the foul trouble limited him as well.
Kyle?
Hey, Frank, related to what Mike was asking earlier, you take out, I think LeBron didn't check in after the almost 8-minute mark, and then AD comes out with about 3.5 minutes left. And obviously it was a big lead, but not a huge lead. Are those decisions that you're going to be a little more conservative in making, given sort of the long-term goals and some of the early season health concerns you talked about with us, especially with those two guys?
Absolutely. We're going to be conservative with their minutes early on in the season, and we have the depth to do it. We didn't play well enough to win a game tonight, but we have the depth to manage our minutes intelligently early on in the season while we're trying to get our legs under us, and we'll continue to do so. And like I said, we have the depth for guys to fill in and still play winning basketball during those stretches.
Dan Wilkie?
Hey, Frank. Can you take us back to pregame? We saw the look on your face when you saw your wife and your daughters up there. You pulled the mask down a little bit and flashed a huge smile. Did you know that was coming? And then I guess secondly, what was it like to have to turn all of that emotion off in 6 minutes? And how difficult was that?
Yeah, I didn't know that was coming. That was something I'll never forget. It was really a great moment. I love my family, my wife, Jen, my daughters, Alexa and Ariana. To show up, delivering that message in that moment was a surprise, and I certainly got a little choked up. In terms of the turnaround, I'm able to do it, and I think our guys were able to do it. We didn't play well in the first quarter, but I don't know if it was totally about the ring ceremony. And once it's over, you appreciate it. You know how special it is. But you move on. You move on quickly. You get into the game. Game comes quick, and you got to get focused. And I think our guys are. I think our guys were, even though we didn't play very well, obviously, in the first quarter.
It's Christian rings have symbolism dripping with bling. Each ring contains 804 stones for a total of 16.45 total carats. Allie, I think that's pretty good. The most in NBA history. 17 purple amethyst stones in the L for each championship. 0.95 carats of purple amethyst for 95 days spent in the bubble. I don't even know what I'm saying. Each number has a mamba snake behind it and a removable top. A removable top. Big game, James, reveals all the retired Laker jerseys. So you're in that ring.
What an honor.
Special.
To be in 17th, the one that ties the Celtics.
There it is. Allie, want to jump in there? I just said all that, but that's a beautiful looking ring, isn't it?
I mean, I just think when it comes down to it, something like that can contain that much. The way in which you can become so creative in the things that right there, these guys will have for the rest of their lives to symbolize and remind them of what it took to be rewarded with that right there. That is what it's all about.
Yeah. Listen, they fell down by 22 in the first quarter because those things are heavy.
Yeah.
Okay.
We're tired from carrying it.
Took a while to get used to. No, all joking aside, those things are beautiful. And big game, I got to ask you, I mean, we talked a little bit about it in the pregame show about what it's like ring ceremony night. I can only imagine the memories that come back and that feeling. Phil Jackson always said huge emotional letdown as well. But when that first game ends, sitting at that locker, you look at that ring, aren't you?
You are. Tonight they lost the game. I'm sure they're disappointed, things they need to work on. But riding home tonight, they'll be driving and they'll be looking at that ring, and then they'll put it in the safe and get on to business.
Yeah. It's nice to enjoy it, though.
It really is, Geeter. Particularly those who didn't think they were going to get one. Think about the guys who came to this team. Morris, a couple of guys came in new last year, got a ring.
I want to say this. I want to give props to Jeannie Buss, the Laker organization, the way they handled ring night like nobody's ever gone through this before. No fans, the messages from the families, the kids from the I Promise school, the fact that the banner's not unveiled yet, Allie, with a note on it saying stay tuned. Pretty cool. Amazing. Props.
I mean, I think that's where the emotion truly reaches its height. I thought it was so special what the organization did. I loved watching the players look up and see their families. They go home to them every single night. But that moment right there, I mean, it makes it all what it is. And then you have to think, oh, now it's time to play a game of basketball.
It's hard. It's hard to do.
Yeah. Well, all right, let's get you the highlights so you can see it for yourselves. The NBA is back.